ナムアミダ仏ナムアミダ仏無常人人未妙法百千万語乱相具が根検門徳十字願下如来真実義死世界が言調整願必死無常道志願不満足政府上昇学が法無量幸不意大世主最小便政府上昇学が市場仏道明称長実法空興味正門政府上昇学利欲人少年上映主本四具無常道意小天人詩人力縁大幸不小無才道少女三苦妙高最終薬回避知恵厳滅死根毛破閉塞小悪道通達全受空想上満足意養老実法日が修十期天候本部厳義周解放増公正空毒上大集中説法四四空空用一切仏具即習得元年出上満得意三害用如仏無限十脱未不償願学へ投資最小損失願や国家大戦の感動航空商店東宇人妙慶地震教人心南中天教南大秘伝無形心情法部ストンナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダ仏ナムアミダブ光明返上実法世界念仏史上摂取者ナムアミダナムアミダナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダナムアミダナムアミダナムアミダナムアミダナムアミダナムアミダナムアミダ
Here we are again on another adventure, but this time it's drastically different to the ones that you'd usually find on this channel. So before I've had some quite incredible adventures where I've lived with nomadic tribes, traveled to the deepest, darkest parts of China, and traveled across some of the most amazing places in Asia. However, this time is going to be completely different. It's going to be a different change of pace. Over the last few weeks, I've been traveling my way through Japan, going from one spot to another, but this time we're going to slow down a little bit because we're actually going to be volunteering. Now, this is none of your pay $2,000 for 2 weeks in the Bahamas kind of bullshit. This is the real deal. I'm going to be using the website Workaway, which I've done endless amount of times as I've traveled my way through Asia, because it's amazing. You know, I've been using it for years and it's a great way of immersing yourself in the local culture and allowing you to be in one spot for a longer period of time. You know, there are endless amounts of opportunities on there all across the world, and better yet, it's all for free. If you'd like to learn more about it, then follow the link down below. So in the past, I used it to volunteer in English schools across Indonesia, and I'll even be using it further along in my travels once I get to Kyoto. Keep in touch for that. But this time it's completely different, because I'll actually be spending my time in a Buddhist temple. And the thing is, with things like this, you really have no idea what to expect. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I know I'm expected to work, but what tasks are required of me, I just don't know. You know, I have no idea. I'm truly blind to this situation. I don't know what's expected of me. I don't know where I'll be staying. I don't even know what kind of temple it is. You know, I know I'm going to be there for, you know, a couple of weeks, so who knows? So I've been in contact with this family that live in the small town of Agui, about 20 miles outside of Nagoya. And there they have their own temple, and that's where I'll be staying. But the thing is, I truly have no idea how this is going to go. This could be a massive mistake. I really have no idea. You know, another thing I'm really nervous about is my tattoos, because as you can see, I'm quite extensively covered. How are they going to react? Because I know for a fact that in Japan, tattoos are a little bit more taboo compared to the rest of the world. As in, you might have seen in my previous video, you can't go into many onsens with tattoos. They're banned. They're associated with criminality, the criminal underworld, and the Yakuza. So how are they going to deal with it in a temple? I mean, surely of everywhere, temples are going to be the most sensitive place when it comes to tattoos. I mean, would you really want this person to be spending time alongside resident monks? I don't know. I don't think so. You know, so there really are so many unknown questions about this at the moment. It's, you know, not a big concern. I'm more excited, happy nervousness, if you will, but still, I'm completely blind to the situation. I've had very little communication with this family, and I really don't know what to expect. There's only one way to find out. So actually it's divided into two basic jobs, where the first was cutting down bamboo.
Now we get to see one of the tasks I have to do in this temple. One of which is cutting down bamboo. As you see right behind me, there's an enormous, huge bamboo forest. And one of my jobs is to cut it all down.
But just the sounds, the crackling and popping of it as it's falling down to the ground.
Yes. War. Well, the problem is now that these things are so enormous, and this hill is quite steep, to be honest. And it might not look it, but these things are incredibly heavy, especially when they're not dry. You have no choice but you had to cut it up into like 3 or 4 little pieces and take them one by one.
And then you just need to put them all in a pile, which will eventually be burnt right at the end.
Fucking explosions. That's the air pockets inside the bamboo. Heats up, expands, and fucking boom! It sounds like a gunshot. It actually produces a sonic boom, just like a fucking gunshot.
It's so incredibly therapeutic because you start with an enormous forest of bamboo, an enormous forest that grows along the hillside leading up to the house, and slowly but surely you work your way through it and you just clear it one by one, and then you look at the end of the day and you realize the progress that you've made. As exhausting as it was, and believe me, it's fucking hard, much harder than it may appear, and yeah, that's what I spend most of my time doing. But yeah, it's fucking exhausting, man. It really is. Having been here for a while now, you know, finally got into the rhythm of how life works here. You know, in my mind I was picturing sort of the temples you would go to anywhere in Thailand, China, where they're monumental in size, they have many resident monks living there, but actually it's nothing like that. Actually a family-run temple in this small town, small village basically, and it's the village temple. It's where everyone will come for funerals and certain services. You know, alongside or attached to the temple itself is just a normal family home. You know, the room like right next to me is just a teenage boy. Just a teenage boy, you know, with bottles of Smirnoff Ice laying around and going out to smoke cigarettes every once in a while. Or at least I think it's cigarettes. And not only that, my task became sweeping the family graveyard. But actually I didn't do that for that long, because the graveyard is placed on the edge of a group of trees. Seeing as it's the middle of winter, then leaves continue to fall onto the gravesite and the pathway, so it was my task to clean it up. You know, it seemed very strange for me. Why would I have that job? You know, that seems like quite a significant area to be working, somewhere that an outsider such as myself shouldn't be allowed to stand on this hallowed spiritual ground. But it made it something that I had to take very seriously, you know, that I couldn't desecrate the grave sites. I'll try to be very careful, watch where I step and things like this. But yeah, other tasks I'm required to do is to ring the temple bell, which traditionally was used to mark the time. So every single day you have to go there at 6 o'clock and ring the bell 5 times to signify that it's 6 o'clock. And that vital job has also been given to me, where I'm expected, I have to be here at 6 p.m. every night because I need to be here to ring the bell. And yeah, like clockwork as it were, go outside 6 o'clock so the whole village can know. But yeah, that's another task that I have. Yeah, and turns out it's much more informal than I imagined it was going to be. You know, because I envisioned like a strict, as you would imagine, a monastery or a temple to be. So talking about the tattoos, for example, the daughter of the monk herself has Japanese style tattoos just like this. Just like this. Yeah, the point is, it's been so incredibly relaxed. It's just felt like a home where you get home cooked meals every day. I will say that they have a very Japanese attitude, and by that what I mean is the work is hard. The work is very hard. It is laborious. It's quite demanding, quite exhausted at the end of the day. You're expected to do 5 hours. You can do that at any time, that's up to you, but you're expected to complete 5 hours of work. That's what we were told. And at the end of the 5 hours, you are exhausted, and you know, you don't really get thanks for the work you've done. You have a job to do and you're expected to do it. Don't expect anyone to applaud you, tap you on the back. You know, you have to earn your keep, earn your stay. And of course, I'm not trying to suggest that they're mean or they're like cracking the whip or anything like this. They're just expecting you to do the job that you're here to do. You know, and as long as you do your work, then everything's fine. And in the circumstance, you know, you feel that you want to go above and beyond to show thanks for this opportunity, for taking care of me, allowing me to even be here. You just have to go that extra mile. But what's been really fascinating is the monk's wife will wake up at 6 o'clock every morning for her morning chants, which lasts about 15 minutes, and you just sit down and it's the same chant every morning. And it's so incredibly tranquil and spiritually detoxifying to sit there and listen to her chant. It's just an incredible form of meditation, something that I haven't really tried before, but to be in this atmosphere, to be in this temple, genuine temple in central Japan, as this resident monk is chanting and singing. It's magical, man. It's magical. I'm so honored being able to experience that. A little low-class country boy from bumfuck middle of nowhere Wales. How am I supposed to be experiencing this? It's incredible, it's insane that I'm actually here being able to do this. It's magical, I love it. But it's pretty hard getting up at 6 a.m. every morning with, oh god damn, man.